Hey guys, it's your girl Tash. To all my subscribers, big up on yourself. You don't know, up. So I am very excited to bring this tutorial to you guys. I've been holding onto it for quite some time, and I didn't hold on to it purposely. It's just because of time, and I've been so busy. As most of you may know, I've got my own studio now, so there's been a lot of work that I am doing in terms of creating content. So I have been creating short clips mostly for my social media and for YouTube shorts. So I haven't really had time to really edit my videos. So this is one of my older videos from where I was based before. As you can see, this is the old shop that I am in. You know, just from the background, you can tell. I've got so much tutorials, like full video tutorials that I've been promising you guys that I'm going to post. Since I've got my new studio, I've recorded so much, and I've just been making a lot of shorts and previews from those tutorials that I've recorded in my new studio. I haven't had the chance to even go through these old videos that I've made long time ago, you know, quite some months ago, or maybe from last year. I've just been going back through my older tutorials and just trying to publish those for you guys, because I know you follow me on social media, you've seen the shorts, you've seen the preview, but you still can't see the full video tutorials. So I promised myself that, listen, I am going to get these full video tutorials out for you guys so you can see the entire process, you know, where I started, how I started, and how I finish throughout. It's not just clips on the before and after, or little clips on what I'm doing there and what I'm doing here. It's a full video tutorial, and I've got so much to give you guys, and we've got so much to talk about, you know, in terms of hair loss, the main causes of hair loss, how we can catch the condition early, and how we can prevent it from happening or just prevent it from reoccurring. So as you can see, I'm starting my braid with the client's natural hair, because the length of the hair on the sides of his head is quite a good length for me. I know a lot of people might see this as short and they're wondering, like, how did I grip that? But for me, it's a lot of hair comparing to the hairs that I've been working with. So as a lot of you may know, for those of you who've been following me for a while, most of my clients have hair loss issue. 90% of my clients have hair loss condition. The other 10%, they came to me with very, very short hair, less than an inch, and I just help them on their hair journey to grow the hair, because as I always say, it's best to braid on the hair when it's short to achieve faster and healthier hair growth, because sometimes, you know, leaving your afro hair out to grow on its own can result in further hair loss, and that's due to dryness, shrinkage, and shedding. And that's what happens when you leave your hair out to try and grow it on its own. So as you know, afro hair is very tricky. The 4C ear texture itself is the trickiest one. Leaving that hair texture out, the 4C ear texture, say 4B, 4C, and 4D ear texture, I'm telling you, those hair texture, they shrink so much. They shrink up to 75%. So leaving those type of hair out can result in a lot of shrinkage that will then cause a lot of dryness and then shedding of the hair. So I always advise people to try and put their hair in a protective style. Even if you can't get cornrows, try and do the little shiny bumps, as we call them. and just something, and just keeping the hair moist as well. Just making sure that you use a little leave-in conditioner, every now and then to make sure that the afro stays dry. You have to be very mindful of shampoos that you use. Make sure that you're not using shampoos with too much sulfates. It is best to go with sulfate-free shampoo when you have 4 texture hair types, to avoid the hair drying out and to avoid the sulfate from stripping out all the natural oils from the head. So it is very important, when you're starting your hair journey, to make sure that you know what hair texture you have. Make sure that you know the porosity level of your hair texture as well, so that you know the right shampoo to use, the right products to use, and how often you should wash your hair, or often you should be greasing your hair, etc. So anyways, I am going to talk to you guys a lot more about the main causes of hair loss and what we can do about it, because I've been working with clients with hair loss condition for over 25 years, both male and female clients. So that's a very long time. And I've learned so much, just working with the condition itself for such a long period of time, and to be able to work with different conditions. We're not just talking about hair loss condition, we're talking about dermatology conditions as well. Some people's got extreme dryness, such as scalp psoriasis, which causes the hair more damage. And it requires a lot more hair care and maybe medication, as well from your doctor. So I am going to be talking about that. But first of all, let me just explain to you guys what I'm doing in this tutorial. So as you can see, as I get to the thin area, I start using a different feeding braid technique. So I'm basically gripping the front of the hair with the extensions and then feeding my hair, the hair in, and I'm going to feed it in very, very thick here at the top. So the braids at the top are going to look a little bit thicker than the braids on the side. And the reason for this is because there's not enough hair at the top of the head. As you can see, the area where the baldness is a very, very wide area. And I am going to have to create an illusion, with the extensions to make it look like there's hair there. And I'm actually gripping on something, but I'm not gripping on anything. It's just creating an illusion to make it look like I am braiding hair, but I'm really not braiding any hair at all. So that's the illusion. So when braiding over baldness, I just need a little bit of hair at the front and a little bit of hair at the back. So I need enough hair at the front to start the braid, and then I'll start creating the illusion as if I'm braiding something. So I'll just keep adding the extensions as if I'm braiding something, but I'm not really braiding anything, as you can see. So I'm just going to show you what I did again with this area right here. It's more severe because there's literally nothing to join. There's nothing there in the middle. So I'm going to start with the little hair that I have at the front, and it's very, very thin and very, very sensitive. So that's why I ask my client to hold the hair at the front while I'm braiding, so that I don't pull the hair too much to cause any type of tension. Because as you know, braiding the hair too tight can cause traction alopecia. But because of my many years of experience, I just know how to pull the hair just with the right tension. So as you can see, I'm starting by just gripping the front of the hair with the hair extensions, because I don't have enough hair to grip it naturally. And obviously I want to create that volume as well. So I will ask the client to hold the hair at the front there with his finger, just to make sure, as I said, I don't want to pull the hair too tight at the front, causing any more damage to his hair, because I am here to help clients to grow the hair or to prevent the hair from becoming worse. So my technique is always to make sure that the client is not losing any more hair. So even when it comes to hair products that I use, it's all natural stuff that's going to help to improve the health of the scalp and just the health of the hair overall. And I always advise clients of things that they can do internally to help regain the health of their hair. So it could just be making sure that you're taking the right vitamins, your vitamin levels are up to date, and you can do that just by taking a blood test from your doctor, just to rule out anything that could be causing the hair loss conditions that you're experiencing. So there's some things that can cause the hair to shed, lack of vitamin D, deficiency in iron can cause a lot of shedding in the hair. When it comes to hair loss, which is more severe, such as this, it could be a lot of other health issues, lack of diet, that and bad hair products that could be attacking your immune system. So lack of diet and I would say stress as well is one of the main cause, and bad hair products, can cause severe damages to your hair follicles. But when it comes to your immune system, the immune system itself can attack the follicles. And once that starts to happen, the follicles will close off. And once your follicles are closing off, then there isn't enough oxygen going to the scalp. So when there's no oxygen going through the scalp, the hair loss itself become worse and worse because there's no hair coming out because those follicles are blocked. No oxygen to help to release the hair, nothing. And the hair that's already there, it just becomes weak until it falls off on its own. But as I said, there's many causes to these conditions. And one of the things that I always advise my client is to first do the blood test to rule out any health issues, anything that you may be lacking inside your diet, any type of vitamins that could be causing this. If clients are having hair loss, scalp conditions such as scalp psoriasis, I do also recommend a dermatologist. And also, there are medications that you can get for scalp psoriasis. A lot of people don't know that when you have scalp psoriasis, you can't add grease to your scalp because adding grease to the scalp makes the psoriasis worse. It irritates it even more and cause more flaking, more irritation, and a lot of flaring as well. So there's a lot of information that you can find out about scalp psoriasis on Google. Obviously, when it comes to Google, you have to know which information to take and which information not to take. But definitely avoiding grease to the scalp will definitely help with your scalp psoriasis. But when it comes to scalp psoriasis, you definitely need medication for it. So there are scalp applicators that the doctor can prescribe that can help manage the flaking and the irritation on the scalp. And obviously some scalp psoriasis, it can make the head look very sore. So that's why it's very important to be careful of the products that you're putting in your hair when you have such condition, and just consult with your GP or your dermatologist when you have those kind of conditions. Anyways, back to the tutorial. As you guys can see, I've been feeding the hair in very thick at the top. Usually I don't feed in the hair this thick because I want the hair to look as natural as possible. But because the crown of the head is so damaged where you can actually see your reflection on his scalp. I can see my reflection on his scalp. The scalp is so clean, it's so glossy. So the hair loss is basically gone too far. And I always try to advise people about this. Don't let the hair loss get this far or this bad before you try to do something about it. Because there are signs before this starts to happen. And the signs are that you'll find that there's little patches inside of your afro, and there's a lot more pepper grain and dryness inside your afro. And if you ignore this, then those little patches turn into bigger patches. And then it start to move so rapidly, fast, that you could just wake up and the entire crown of your head is gone, of your hair is gone from the head. It moves so fast and so quickly, but the signs are there, and the sooner that you catch it is the better. So once you start to see the patchy in your head, that can be treatable very, very easily and very, very quickly with just a good hair care routine. So with a good hair care routine, you can fill back out those patches just by getting your hair braided regularly or just getting it treated regularly, maybe a nice little deep condition steam and just regular greasing your scalp, twice a week. Just that alone can reverse that condition before it gets any further. So once a condition gets further, it will take longer to come back. And for some people, it may be impossible for it to come back. Even with the hair transplant surgery, it can be impossible because once the hair is too far gone and the hair follicles are closed off to the point where you can see your reflection on the scalp, then even with surgery, it just can't come back because it's dead follicles, right? So even if they plant the hair onto that dead follicle, it won't revive the follicle. Instead, you'll find that after a year of getting a hair transplant or 2 years of getting the hair transplant, you'll find that the hairs just starts to fall back off. Whatever they planted, it will eventually fall back off because the follicle itself is dead. So the right approach to hair loss is to always try to treat the follicles. And we usually do that internally. So if you can change up your diet and making sure that you're not lacking any necessary vitamins such as vitamin D, iron is very important. So the best thing is to address the situation internally. And in terms of external treatment, you can do steaming the hair. What would I say? Derma rolling the hair, the skin, just derma rolling the skin to let in oxygen. So the derma rolling will obviously punch little holes inside the scalp and let in a bit of oxygen in the hair, in through the scalp, which will help as well. So first is the internal treatment, making sure that everything is okay internally. You're improving your diet, like staying more hydrated and staying up to date with your vitamins regularly. And then the external treatment is derma rolling to make sure that the scalp is getting oxygen. There are a lot of treatments that you can do to improve the health of your follicles, but a lot of times it starts internally, and a lot of times it's not genetics. It's just lacking of hair care. There's a lot of things out there in the food that we eat that's not good for us. It doesn't help to boost your immune system or anything like that. So make sure that you are eating some food that helps to boost the immune system, or even if you can't, maintain a good diet. So if you can't maintain a good diet, taking regular vitamins, is very essential as well. So I will talk a lot more about this in my next tutorial. Sometimes I have so much to say that I can't say everything in one tutorial. So please tune in. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on so you will see when I post my next video. If you haven't seen the video that I post prior to this video, please go and check it out, because I did put some information in there as well about hair loss and how to prevent it, how to control it, and to what extent do you seek surgery. Is it too far gone for you to use natural hair treatment to try and bring it back? Do you need to resort to something more, what would I say? Something more extreme? I don't know, like surgery, or a more intense kind of treatment. So those advice I will give you. As you can see, I've got my natural hair care products that I use on my clients. That really helps, because it's due to my experiences over the years with different hair loss condition. It's just due to those experiences how I come about making my own products, that I know that helps. It might not work for everyone depending on how far gone the hair loss is, but I know that they help. And that's why my clients, they keep coming back to me, because they see the results. They see the results of just braiding the hair to stimulate the growth and using the right products on the hair, and also just consulting my clients and, their overall health. Just finding out what's going on inside. Just giving them the right advice as to how to go about improving their health, their diet, and, the external treatment of the hair, whether they need to steam the hair, deep condition, derma roll, just using the right products on the hair, etc. So, guys, I am going to continue this conversation in my next tutorial, because I am coming to the end of this tutorial now. And as you can see, I did an amazing job just covering over his baldness. It looks thick and everything look nice. Thank you guys for watching. I will be back with some more tutorials. Thank you guys for watching.